Hello and welcome to this resourcing overview. In this session we're going to be looking at how the resourcing capability within Project in a Box multi-user platforms works. So very quick run through then. You've got data in your plans. There might be a range of different types of plans, Microsoft Project Planner, Excel even, that are held in your projects, and every time you update that information you want it to feed through and produce a resource histogram which shows what the level of requirement demand for resources coming from all of your currently resourced plans. And it'll show you then against the capacity line, and you can see whether you've got spare capacity available or whether you're over constrained and you need to move those things around a bit. That's the idea. The system's going to do all of that for you. You don't have to chuck all that data out to Excel and mess around with it in any way. So let's run through some of those steps then. So we've got plans. Each project can have one plan or more than one plan if you want it to. As I say, they can be in Planner, they can be in Microsoft Project, they can be in Excel as well if you want them to be. Those plans will be files held within your project. So your project has a file, it's a Microsoft Project plan for example. To update it you check the file out, you make some changes in Microsoft Project, you check it back in, and then we look and monitor for those important files, and when they're updated we do something with them. Now we know that because there is a list. Each project keeps a list of important files which are sources of data that need to be then worked on. So this theoretical plan matches this list, and therefore it says, right, I'm going to take every task out of that plan, copy them all and put them into our central database. So our central database has every single current task from every single project in it, with all that information about start and end dates, resource allocations, allocation levels, etc. So that big data store is really useful, but to make it pertinent we need to understand how that lines up against the individual, because in practice when we load plans in from everywhere, and people can bring in a plan from anywhere they want to and drop it into the system, the resource name allocations that we used against tasks may not line up against the individuals in the system. So we look for example, M West in one project and Malcolm West in another project, and we point them both to the same resource, to my user. And that's done using a lookup list, which is set up once centrally and then works on every plan. So we can point those different source datas to one user in the system. We'll talk more about that in the detailed video later. What that then means is that when I go and look at the task list, for example, for me, I can see every task across every project in the entire system that I'm allocated to. I can see when they start and finish and who else might be working on, what the description of them is, etc. And I can also see exactly that same data flipped into a resource histogram like that, and I can see what the demand level for me is, what I'm supposed to be doing, where I might be over allocated or under allocated. All of that happens as a process automatically from the plan being updated, check back in, to me pressing refresh on my screen, and I see an updated resource histogram or task list. Resource histogram is what we generally think about when it comes to resourcing, but actually the task list is a really useful counterpoint to that. It's better engaged with by team members. It allows you to really get to grips with what that task is and where you might need to jiggle projects around to get the results that you want. So we've got all that data, large amount of data from all those different tasks, all those different projects and portfolios in one place. We can then analyze that at different levels. At the individual level, I can find all the tasks allocated to me and see them as a resource histogram. So can every other user who's got access to log into the system. We can obviously do that at a project level and see the combination of people allocated to tasks within this project. We can do that at a portfolio level, and that's going to look across a collection of projects. That might be a program or a portfolio in this case. Or we can also do that against a group of people that meet certain role characteristics. So for example, as an administrator, resource manager, I can go in and say, I want to see the current resource demand for all project managers in the UK, and it will find everybody who matches that role requirement, and it'll give me that list of people and their compiled resource requirements in that one place. So they're the typical things that people do, real world, the sort of situations they need to look at, and that's the way we support those. And you can then share that insight. Live analysis we've just been looking at, hover to see what the particular tasks are. We can export the raw data, we can grab the images, etc., to go away and use that for further analysis if we want to, or to use that to feed our adjustments to plans, moving things forwards and backwards to help level that resource out. The system won't auto level it for you. That's notoriously difficult to do unless you've got absolutely everybody, every project, every last little thing resourced. And most organisations, though they might think they do that, don't. And therefore levelling can cause all sorts of chaos. So you level the thing manually yourself with the insight that we've provided. You can also have this content mixed and merged with other data, so into reports. So here's a program report. We've got a resource profile next to overdue milestones, next to changes, next to risks and issues and costs and all those other sorts of information that are pertinent in bringing together a picture on where the program might be. And you can do that again at project level reporting, program, portfolio level reporting, etc. And also into dashboards, which allow us to click through very quickly and see what the pictures are in different collections of projects and different individual projects. So that's a really quick run through of what resourcing is. The overview is there. We also have a fully detailed video which takes the same sort of start point and then goes on to actually show you that. We go through that in 20-25 minute full demonstration. So if you want to see that, use the link in the details below. If you've got any further questions, just drop us a line and we'll be delighted to help you. Thank you very much.